Hey everybody, this is a real quick fast start tutorial for teamwork. I'm going to be having most of my clients use this again, um, pretty much mandatory. We're going to take a look at picking out, so let's pick out a task. What we're going to do is say if this is your project, which would be your company's project. The thing you would have is this main overview page that goes over all the things that people have added or who is saying what. On the left side you have who the people are that are actually assigned to this project. You can do project dates here and project email addresses, but I really won't worry about that. You can see today's tasks and you can see late tasks. So what we want to do is go over the ones that we're definitely going to be using to start out with, just to get you started, and I'll revisit the other ones later. But the ones that you're definitely going to be wanting to do here is up at the very top, you'll want to check your calendar, which is a calendar on everything that we're doing and talking about. So if there's 2 tasks on this day, you have a whole overview calendar. You could do things like check for events, check for your certain projects, and actually just doing things that are within that scope of that project. If we go back to here, and we can check from, depending on what you are, you'll have SEO. So we'll click this, and this is your actual project, category SEO, and it's right here. It'll say DrawPros SEO. You may be something else, but this is where your tasks are. So we click tasks, and this is the first task. I created this. I'm going to delete this out, and I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I would go in. You can also go in and create a task, but prepare. So this, I'm just going to put in, this is example task, and then anyone who should do this, the main person would be me. We can add a multiple person by clicking here and adding somebody else. The start date would be today, the end due date would be the 31st. Notify by email, that's if you want to tell people this. Sometimes it bugs them that they're getting so many emails. So I would uncheck this unless it's very important. I would make sure that you're unchecking everything that notifies by email. We're going to try to do that as well, because you just don't want to get multiple emails in your email. Like the reason for this is that everything stays within this program. So we're going to go to the description, and this is a short description. It can be long. Links, files, we can add a file, so we're just going to add a file. So let's add this file. I'll show you another place where you can actually add the file. We can add this category to graphics for web. So maybe that task would be put this on the website, however you want to do it. No privacy, don't worry about it. Priority, this is a high priority or medium or low, just so we can prioritize and know like what type of priority it is. Progress and time, so estimated time to complete. I'll put in what I think this time is. So if it's 0.5, then I'll hit enter. It's 0.5, or we'll just do 1. I think 1, or actually this goes this way, 30 minutes, and then save changes. And then once we do this, we go into our time logs and we actually put the minutes that we are in on that. So that'll tell you the progress of it and how much time we've worked on it. Followers, this is if we want to have you following the task. If you're logging onto this daily, we don't really have to do that. Dependencies don't worry about, repeats don't worry about, and tags don't worry about. So mainly just this stuff. We can add a subtask actually underneath. So like, we can do things like if you click here, you can view, edit, attach files, add comment, delete, send reminder now, properties. We can actually move this up and down to make the tasks go into, and these are general tasks. So we might have these organized in some other way. But that is definitely how we do it. And if we want to add a task list, you would add a task list here and say, give the list a name. So this is, SEO punch list for November. For July. And then we can add this task list, and then we have it right here. So see, it's totally separate. And then we can add the first task list for that and just say first task, apply this to her, notify no, start date 15th, today 15th, save changes. So there you go, you have that due today. This is high priority. This doesn't, I guess you can click on this and click high priority there. And you can actually just hover over these, and if you want to set a reminder, how and when, so you can send all people, and you can do an email a reminder. You can do SMS or mobile push. It's pretty cool. Hey, let's get this done! Exclamation point. And then add this reminder. So that's how you do a reminder on that. The other thing is messages. These will act as like Gmail messages, which is, you can see I made one earlier. This is, was wondering if we can do a phone meeting tomorrow. So I can add a message here. Message subject is test training that I am working on vid now. Of course, you have your main things, and you can actually notify who gets this email. I don't want these people, someone clear those. And I can put it in a category, and I can attach files right here to this actual message. This is not the same as a task. So don't be making tasks messages. Messages should be general things that have nothing to do with the task. Like, hey, can we have a meeting tomorrow? Or, hey, I was wondering about something in general. And then you can just hit post message, and you can see it's right here. And then we can reply and do things like that. So that's how you do that. Files. We added the file. I want to add another, the same one. So you would hit upload files, add this vacuum again, put it in category of graphics for web, and we'll make the categories if you don't have the categories. Send by email. Let's just not notify anybody right now because you're going in and checking this on a daily basis. So why notify by email? Unless it's something where they're waiting on it throughout the day, then you would notify them that, hey, we uploaded this. And then upload these files. So here we go again, it shows up. Now to delete these, we would just hit delete, yes, delete that file. And that's how that file would be deleted. So basically we have 3 sections that I want you to get. Notebooks are kind of like a notebook when you're taking notes of something. So if we have taken notes, we can add it to the notebook section here. People, this is who's actually assigned to the project. So the people, notebooks, time. This is a time entry, so add the first log. If I was working on me, Josh Allen, the description, the task. If I choose an existing task, and SEO punch list for the line, the first task, and it says it's going to take 30 minutes. I'm going to hit select task, and I'm going to say that I started at 12. I started at 10:30 in the AM, and my end time was 3. My end time was 12. So my time spent would be 1, and if it's not billable, let's just keep it like that if it's not, and then log this time. So I'm going to log that time entry, and update. So now you see here's a time entry. So 1 hour and 27 minutes on this. So this is basically, we'll be starting to use this next week on certain things, and on certain things we won't be using. So that's basically it. Alright, so this is basically the start procedure of everything, and we'll go into more advanced stuff, but the things I want you to know is the overview, tasks, messages, files, time, notebooks, and people. If you have any questions after this introductory video, then feel free to send me a message.